Hey everyone, and welcome to Animal Kingdom. It's been, I don't know, probably a year or so since I've been here. It's actually been quite a while. So I'm excited to be back and check out just everything that is new. And I'm excited to see what some of the wait times are like, especially for the more popular areas like Pandora. You know, those rides in there are notorious for being just extremely long wait times. So I want to see just what those wait times look like now that there's limited capacity and social distancing and all of that crazy stuff. Before we get started though, just like the last vlog from Magic Kingdom, which I'll link here of course, I talked a lot about the safety procedures over there. I do want to talk a little bit about that here because, well, the park's different, therefore the safety procedures and whatnot need to change as well. So I want to talk a little bit about that. Coming into the park was super easy. There are no trams running because, I mean, there's just very limited capacity. So you park pretty close to the entrance. So it took me 2 minutes to walk to the entrance. Security was super easy. Unfortunately, you can't film the bag check security sections of Disney parks. So I wasn't able to film that to show you guys, you know, how they're doing things. But basically they have like a big, it almost looks like a metal detector thing. Or like when you leave a retail store, they have like those big things you have to walk between. It looks like that. Basically anything that you have in your hands, like a water bottle, an umbrella, or for me, like a camera, they tell you to hold out in front of you. And basically you just walk through, you don't have to take anything out of your bags, and it scans your bags, and they have like a little, it almost looks like an iPad that shows them everything. So it's very hassle-free. I wish the rest of the Disney parks did that because it was so easy. It made me feel safe knowing, you know, that they are actually checking bags, but it's also, you know, a lot quicker because you don't have to stand in line necessarily because you just walk through and you're good. I got into the park and as you can see, there's literally no one in sight. I walked down the main entrance of Animal Kingdom and there was no one. It was such an amazing, like, surreal experience and moment. So, I don't know, it's really cool to be able to come...
For the health and safety of everyone, please wear a face covering at all times, except when actively eating or drinking while stationary. Wash your hands often and thoroughly. Cover your mouth and nose when coughing and sneezing, and maintain physical distancing. Thank you for your cooperation.
They play those messages quite often at every Disney park. So that's good to hear. I think it's like every 15 minutes or something like that. But like I was saying, I think it's a really interesting experience to be able to come to some of these Disney parks and there not be very many people. It's not crowded at all. So without further ado, let's get into the park. So we're headed to Pandora right now, and I just want to point out this restaurant right up here, Tiffin's. Literally one of the best theme park restaurants I've ever been to. So good, highly recommend. If you have the chance to go there, or if you have the money to spend, it's definitely worth it. This restaurant is amazing. Instead of cavalcades like Magic Kingdom, they have these mini boat parade show things. I don't know what they're calling them. But they have different characters that go around on these things. But this time, they have a band. It's amazing just how fast things transition from normal, like, earth plantage and such, foliage, that's the word, to this Pandora theme. And it does transition, actually, so it does slowly, like, transition into it, but wow, it's so seamless and so immersive. I love it. But now that we're here, let's check on wait times, because both these rides, Flight of Passage and the Navi River Journey, are very high capacity rides. So I'm not expecting it to be that long of a wait. Well, especially compared to like normal wait times, I'm not expecting it to be very long. But considering that there's only, you know, a certain amount of capacity that this park has now, it's very limited. I'm expecting the wait times to be very low because their capacity, the ride's capacity, is so high. So let's see. Seriously though, videos and pictures do not do this place justice. Like, it looks amazing on video, but trust me, being here in person, it's just so different. It changes everything. Alright, so here's the entrance to the Navi River journey. It's only a 25-minute wait. But if you want to know something even more crazy, just over here is the entrance to Flight of Passage. And it is only a 10-minute wait. 10 minutes? I don't believe it. Let's do it. Let's do it right now and see if it's real. You know, I've actually never been through the real queue line of this ride because the line is usually so long that the only time I ever do this ride is when I have a fast pass, because like the normal line is just not worth it. So this is actually going to be my first time through the real line, and you get to come with me. How cool is that? Yeah, I mean, the fast pass line's really cool too. They do a great job theming the fast pass line too, but you miss so much in the fast pass line because it is shorter. You know, it's not the full experience. So I'm excited to finally get to see with my own eyes the actual queue line of this ride. So cool. I love that even the lights for the pathways are themed. So cool. Alright, and now here is the new part for me, actually walking inside. Guys, it's the 8th wonder of the world. It's the backside of water. It's so beautiful. So just like Magic Kingdom, they do have these 6-foot markers and also the plastic barricades between the aisles when the aisles do get pretty tight, just to separate those cattle pens a little bit more. So yeah, 6-foot markers plus the plexiglass barricades. So it seems like they're doing something very similar to what Magic Kingdom is doing, which doesn't surprise me at all. And now we're in the laboratory. There's so much to see in this room. I'm so excited. big set piece, the Avatar himself. So cool. Thing is massive. Here are the different avatars all over the planet. Wow. So cool. There are only a handful of attractions in the world that make me smile that big and actually get emotional. But let me tell you, this is one of them. It's definitely a world-class ride. I don't know if I would say it's the world's best ride. I think in its own category it might be. I don't know. It's definitely up there though. It's one of the world's best rides. And I don't say that lightly. It is so good. And it actually makes me emotional towards the end of that ride. If you have the chance to ride it, please do it. Still only a 20-minute wait though, which isn't bad. Alright, the Navi river journey is still only a 20-minute wait, which is insane. But I do have plans later in the day to go eat at that restaurant right down there, which is eluding me for some reason. Geez, what's the name of that? Anyways, Avatar, I can see it from here, just dropped back down to a 10-minute wait. Insane. But when I come back to get food, I'm gonna go ahead and ride the Navi river journey as well. Just, you know, later today. This section of the park is just so beautiful. But what's insane is that the rest of the park is just as beautiful, just in a not alien way. So let's go check out the rest of the park. Wow. Animal Kingdom is my favorite Disney park, just to let you know. Also, one last thing about Flight of Passage, and then I'll leave it alone. I promise. Such a good ride. But, one last thing. I was pretty sure that Disney said that there weren't going to be any water effects in their rides. So like, if it's a simulator or like this ride, that there wasn't going to be like water sprays or wind effects or anything like that. But so I rode the ride twice. The first time, wow, were the water effects on? Like, I'm literally telling you, I got soaked. Like, it was not, I was like, it was, the water effects were on. Like, I had to put my hand out to block all the water. Like, it was a lot. And the wind effects were on too. The second time I rode it, the water effect, because I rode it in a different screen, like a different theater. The water effects were off, but the wind effects were still on. So I don't necessarily know what's going on there. You know, personally, I don't have an issue with it. I think it's okay. But I know a lot of people will have an issue with it. And honestly, I kind of wish that Disney would just say, like, because I'm pretty sure that they did say that it's not going to be on. And I just kind of wish that they would stick to that. You know, if it's not going to be on, that's fine. Just don't turn it on. You know, but really just like don't say that it's going to be off. And then when you get on, they're on. Because then there would be some people that don't like that idea, that get on thinking that it's not going to be on. And then when it is on, now they're kind of forced to ride the ride with all that stuff that they wouldn't have ridden otherwise. I don't know if that makes sense. So unfortunately, the park closes at 6 today. Which is only like 5 hours from now. So I'm not too sure if we'll get to everything today. We're just playing it by ear. But if we don't get to everything, expect a part 2 to this, because I do really want to come back to this park and check out literally everything. Because like I said, this is my favorite Disney park. One of the best parts of the Animal Kingdom is finding a lot of these like smaller pathways that kind of go off the main pathway. And because of it, you get some amazing views down by the water. Like, on a day where I was here and I didn't really necessarily have the goal of getting as much done as possible, and I was here to just relax and enjoy the atmosphere and everything, I love finding those smaller pathways and You can get some amazing photos because, you know, it's like everyone gets a picture of the Tree of Life or the castle at Magic Kingdom or the big Epcot ball. But, you know, how can you photograph those things, or how can you look at those things in a different way or find different positions to take that photo from that most people don't find? So, you know, going exploring and finding those smaller pathways that lead off of the main pathway, sometimes you can find some amazing photos that no one else is really taking. So I encourage you, if you have time, you know, while you're at the parks, actually like take that chance to, you know, go exploring a little bit, because you can find some amazing places that you wouldn't have found otherwise. It is so hot that even the apes are hiding, not making a single noise, and they're nowhere to be seen. Not even over there. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't blame them though. It is so hot. I'm gonna be trying to find shade pretty soon too. Oh, there's one. You guys know what time it is. Let's go ride Everest. Everest, just barely got on that ride. They're about to shut it down because of the weather. I don't know if you can see, but it's not looking good. So I'm going to try to run back to Dinosaur, see if I can at least get in line for it before it starts raining. But wow, it looks like one of those storms that Florida always does, where it looks like a hurricane is about to hit, but it'll rain for 2 minutes and then it'll be fine. So fingers crossed that's what it does. But yeah, it looks pretty sketchy out here. So I'm gonna try to find some shelter real quick. Wow, I am so glad that I got on that ride, because I thought I wasn't gonna make it. Speaking of which though, it said 15 minutes and it was literally a walk-on. It's just the queue line's kind of long, so it wasn't really 15 minutes, but you know, very happily surprised. That means those 2 rides that are normally a super long wait that I literally walked on today. So, hey, wow. I love this park. Good news, the dino nipples are on. Oh, chill out there, buddy. Don't get too excited on me now. And Dinosaur says that it is only a 5-minute wait. Looks like we're getting on just in time though. It's starting to look bad.
10! Wow! That was a lot of animals! But of all the dinosaurs, none was more ferocious than...
This is secret. Listen up. We got to get in, grab the Rondon, and get out for the next weekend. Let's roll!
rover navigational system. Please remain seated. Our technical staff is working on the problem, and your time rover may begin moving at any moment.
Huh. Wow, this is interesting. I don't think I've ever had the lights come on Dinosaur before. It's funny that the ride broke down, but the Carnotaurus is still moving. It's kind of creepy, actually. You'd think for such a big dinosaur it would move a little faster, but nope. I think that's how fast it moves in the ride. It's just it has all the the strobe lights and stuff that make it look more scary. That's kind of crazy.
Attention time travelers. We are experiencing minor technical difficulties with our time rover navigational system. Please remain seated. Our technical staff is working on the problem, and your time rover may begin moving at any moment.
Also, I love that this tree is literally just a cardboard cutout. Two-dimensional. It is really cool to see the slot car kind of track, though. It's the same type of track that Indiana Jones over in Disneyland uses, but you don't really get to see it in Dinosaur at all, ever, because the lights are always out. So it's cool to see it now. It's interesting that the whole track is like this. The whole track is just like a flat, smooth piece of track, but when you're riding, it feels like you're going over some really rough terrain. So that's really cool just to see how the track works, and then of course you can see videos of how the ride vehicles work. Good old Carney is still moving though. So it looks like the techs are resetting the ride vehicles right now. So they're out here and they just activated the front of the car, and they asked us to take our seatbelts off and stay seated. Yeah, so that was interesting. They turned off the ride vehicle, had us buckle our seatbelts back in, and then restarted the ride vehicle, and now the ride vehicle's running and we have audio. Was it our ride vehicle? Or do they have to do that to every ride vehicle that's in motion right now, or was in motion? Interesting. I don't know. But, I don't know, it's cool to see this process. You don't really get to see this process too often. So if you like ride attractions like I do, you're curious to see how they work, it's cool to actually see it in person.
Attention time travelers, we are experiencing a slight delay. For your safety, please remain seated at all times. We will keep you informed of our progress. Thank you for your patience and cooperation.
But yeah, it just kind of sucks that we, our ride vehicle, our ride stopped halfway through. But, you know, whatever. It's not like I've ridden this before or anything, so.
Attention time travelers. We are experiencing minor technical difficulties with our time rover navigational system. Please remain seated. Our technical staff is working on the problem, and your time rover may begin moving at any moment.
Well, okay, so we made it 5 feet. There's our friend right there. And, yeah. So the lights went out, sound happened, we moved a little, very jerky. And then it said, not our dino, let's get out of here. And then we definitely did not get out of here. Because it's still right there. He's not our dino, but he's still our friend. You gotta love the immersive foliage work they have going on here, though. I don't know why they wouldn't run this ride with the lights on. It's just, it's so immersive and beautiful. Wow.
Due to technical difficulties, we are forced to suspend your journey at this time. Please remain seated. Dino Institute personnel are on their way to assist you. We apologize for the inconvenience and thank you for your patience and cooperation.
Well, dang, I think they're going to evac us now. That sucks.
turn around. Here we go.
Okay. Turning around. Wait, what? Sorry?
Yeah, turn around.
Turn around.
Yeah, just like
Step down. Interesting. Okay.
Attention truck drivers, due to technical difficulties, we must suspend all of the time rovers at this time. Please remain seated in your vehicles. A Dino Institute technician will be with you shortly. Again, please remain seated.
Go to your left, please.
Alright, do you want to follow behind them?
Yeah. Thank you. Go ahead, friends.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Right over here.
Bye, friend. I haven't known you too long, but I'll miss you.
Follow up, guys. Maintain
Awesome.
your distance, please, from each other.
Oh, yep.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Goes a little bit more up close on the slot car track. The theming of this ride is really interesting, just because it's one of those like only theme it if you have to kind of things, because the ride is just so dark that you only really see what's right in front of you. It's interesting. I wonder, do each car have like a slightly different path? Because all these tire tracks do not line up. So that's interesting. If they're all just slightly different. Thanks again.
You're welcome. Not to worry, my friend. All right, my friend.
Got a velociraptor over here. Whoa, it is sticky. Oh, gee. Whoa, this is interesting. I wonder if it's sticky so that the cars can definitely get up the incline. Oh, you can see the back side of the dinosaur. Hey, friend. That's so cool. We're walking back to the future. It's so interesting that the ground is sticky on the inclines.
Thank you, friend.
All right, so we're finally off the ride. It actually didn't take too long, probably 30 minutes or so. But of course, it is raining now. I guess it was a blessing in disguise because we missed the torrential downpour. Trisha, if you remember her from our previous vlogs, is somewhere in the park here, and I am headed to meet up with her. She said that we dodged a bullet, that it was crazy out here while we were inside. So I'm gonna go try to meet up with her. I think she's in Pandora right now. So I'm headed over there right now. I'm gonna get some food and then enjoy the rest of the day. Hopefully it doesn't rain again. Hopefully we missed it. But yeah, let me know down below in the comments if that's something that you guys are interested in, like ride tech and seeing the behind the scenes of rides. Are you the type of person that loves to know those things and see those things? Or are you the type of person that appreciates the atmosphere and the immersion, and you don't want to know because to you the theming is everything? Let me know what you think down below. But to me, that was a pretty interesting experience to see Dinosaur with the lights on. That was really interesting. Mopping the pathway in the middle of a storm. Good luck. Back to Moara, the land of Pandora. It's just so beautiful. Unfortunately, the park closes at 6 today, which is a few hours before the sun actually sets. So we're not going to be able to see Pandora at night, which sucks, but because, you know, that's when it's most beautiful, but it's still beautiful as is right now. All right, we're at the Satuli Canteen. Yeah, that's Satuli Canteen, if I can speak. Trisha's with me. Hi. But I ended up getting the chicken and beef with the rice, and then the onion vinaigrette kind of salsa thingy, whatever it's called. And it's really good. Probably one of the best places in all of Disney. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, oh yeah. And I got the sweet potato hash with tofu.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite places in Disney.
Very good. Yep. Oh my goodness. The Navi River journey is 5 minutes. Let's do it.
Smoke this out.
Look out now. I'm darling. Lady Sam.
Kilimanjaro Safaris. It's only 10 minutes. I'm actually glad that we're getting to this one. I didn't think we'd have time for it. Let's do it. Dinosaur, take 2. Let's see if it'll actually run this time without us having to get evac'd. Come on. I believe in you. So we got off Dinosaur. It actually worked this time. Isn't that crazy? But we actually did it twice without any incident. Praise the Lord. It was such a good ride. It's just such a good ride. So we had some interesting experiences today, but it is officially 6 o'clock, so the park is closed, unfortunately. We got another ride in on Everest and Flight of Passage, which was awesome. It was only a 5-minute wait for both. Absolutely insane. Wait times were like non-existent today. I think that's because, well, one, COVID and limited capacity, sure. But also, it rained pretty good today, so I think a lot of people left, and then on top of that, it is the first day of school back for kids. It is a Monday today, so I think everyone was kind of out of the parks for that reason. But anyways, that's going to be it for me. If you like this video, if you want to see more from Disney, because we are going back to Magic Kingdom, and if you're excited to see more, hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video, do me a solid, hit that like, because it really does help other people just like you find these videos easier. So hit that like button, subscribe, do the bell thing. You know the drill, guys. I believe in you. You can do it. But anyways, I've been John for Theme Park Center. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.